Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. All right, it is Saturday, November 6th, 11:36 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. Looking at Coin 360, just strictly the last hour, you can see that, boom, a mix of green and red in the market. Some things have been pumping, some things have been dumping, but in general, a bit of a sideways day for Bitcoin and the alts. In general, very low volume today, so it's kind of a typical weekend at the moment. Bitcoin is holding above 60,000, and that's really nice to see. 60,852 right now. Dominance is 43%. Ethereum just barely trying to hold on to that 4,500 mark. It is 4,443 right now. All right. Looking at this tweet here, very, very interesting. This is by TechDev52, just basically TechDev. You can find him on Twitter, not too hard to find. And check this out. He is mentioning, well, it looked like 2021 looks like 2013. Well, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. He has his reasons he mentions here, basically based on, fib levels. But, and of course, some indicators. If you look a little bit closer here, you can see the RSI. I believe this is a daily chart, looks like to me. Yeah, I think so. Daily. Yeah, I think so. So RSI and RVI, whatever RVI is, I don't know what that one is, but anyway, like he says, there's nearly a 1 million x difference in market cap between these charts. Yet the macro similarities between 2013 and 2021, BTC continue closing a 2-week candle. Okay, these are 2-week candles. Sorry, not dailies. Closing a 2-week candle above the 1.68 is what fully sends 2013 to the moon. So consolidation right now below. Consolidating right now, consolidating right below now. So if we do look, these are very, very similar. Charts kind of setting up the same. Something to think about. And so funny. Look at that. 2013. It was geez, like $160 when it started to actually moon up to 1,000. Anyway, same thing. Don't let numbers discourage you. And a lot of people who they're not getting into crypto or Bitcoin right now because they say, oh, it's too high, it's too high. I mean, it's all about when you get in and when you exit, or when you exit, when you get in, when you short, when you're long, whatever. Don't worry about it. It's about the gains that you make. Who cares how much Bitcoin or any alt actually what its dollar value is worth right now. You're buying it in Satoshis ultimately, and it's all about, does it increase in value or does it decrease in value? So really, there is no price you buy Bitcoin at. You buy Bitcoin sats, and then those, or an alt sats, and then basically they increase or they decrease in value. Its actual dollar value at the moment you buy it is not necessarily essential. You want to look at the chart. And so if we do look at the chart, the way it's being presented here by TechDev, very, very interesting. High octane speculation, I would say. But one thing that Masaki over to Kada.com did mention, and I linked to his site over on radiantcreators.com. If you go down the right side, you'll see his cool pyramids that he makes for sale. With that said, he's mentioning how one of the cool things about crypto people is they don't care where they get their info from. Whether it's from, psychics, tarot cards, the stars, the charts, gematria, numerology, it doesn't matter. One thing I love about crypto people is they're the most ruthless truth seekers ever. If they can find a few things they can find hooks into that tend to have accuracy, they're going to play it. And a positive mental attitude, and you will win, because this is the peaceful revolution. It's the best bet on humanity having a wonderful future, and personally, I'm into it. Also, as always, are the globalists trying to kill us all? Well, no fertilizer, no food, global shutdown of fossil fuels, the quickest way to starvation hell, basic chemistry lesson for ignorant, I don't want to say leftists, but ignorant leftists. Anyway, with that said, actually ignorant globalists and evil globalists. The ignorant globalists are the people who believe this shit, and the evil globalists are the ones that come up with it. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Good to hedge against inflation. I hope you're prepping in some way. Gonna have posted pretty soon a talk between David Dubai and I, where we mentioned some of the things you can do to get ready for the coming bliss, the coming golden love bubble that I hope you live in and you create in. The future can be as good as you make it, even if the world falls apart. With that said, looking at the crypto market cap, well, not crypto market cap, sorry. Looking at the trading volume for Bitcoin only across the big exchanges, it's just above 3 billion right now. That's not enough to usually have any gains during the day for Bitcoin. You're going to have at least 3,000. At least 3 billion. 3 billion means that the master nodes are running and the network is up. That's in my opinion. And you have to watch trading and everything else. So at 3 billion, we're not going anywhere. 4 billion, it can move. 5 billion, definitely. And above that, we're definitely looking at some action. But right now, looking at this volume for Bitcoin last 24 hours, I would say we are definitely bearish at this moment. As far as I just don't see it, unless it's out of the blue, I don't see it. I don't see it pumping up out of its somewhat of a sideways stupor right now. Do look here at the volume graph here for 7 days. As you can see, we've been trending down for a bit. So looking at Binance, where all the volume is, where the most volume is, it's at 25 billion for spot trading. We got to have at least 30 billion for a good day. We don't have it. It is weekend though. We're down 14% last 24 hours. As you can see, it's trailing off. Actually, kind of is in a way. In a way, if you look at it, it's kind of been trailing off. You kind of do a trend line all week. So with that said, watch your trades. Some alts are making moves, of course, but be careful. We don't have the volume we need, in my opinion, to see a really positive day in the market outside of the occasional thing that pumps. There's like some metaverse tokens pumping, etc. So we do have some things that are moving and some things that are setting up quite well. So we'll take a look at that real quick as we move along. But we want to see at least 70 billion for derivatives, futures, basically. I should say, yeah. And we only see 51 billion, so we want to see 70. We see 51 billion. I have seen things be positive around 51 or 50 billion plus, but really we want to see 70 for a better day. So anyway, we got low spot trading, low derivatives, low explicit volume for Bitcoin. This is not really a powerful pumping day. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, long 77%, shorts 22% for Bitcoin, and then of course for Ethereum, long 72%, shorts 27%. Definitely have a long bias there, but I'm not really sure if I'm buying longs right now. Looking at Bitcoin on the 45-minute chart, let me clear up the RSI. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Now, if we do look, let me actually put this one back. Bam. All right. So if we look at Bitcoin right now, it definitely has struggled. See, it's kind of interesting. I mean, this is a bit of a creative charting on my part, but we're kind of ranging. Bitcoin's been ranging a bit, and if you want to know where the whales are buying, they're buying right here. And it does seem like the general consensus these days is that we are, controlled by leverage right now. So, whales can control by buying and selling. I think also right now they're kind of getting into controlling via kind of locking the market up with leverage. And of course, if you get too much leverage, then the exchanges are the ones who are going to make the move to wipe that out, so they don't have to basically pay that. I think allegedly, just saying, not financial advice. Nothing I say is true. Just my, opinion. With that said, we're ranging. Here's where the whales are buying down here. And if you want to know where the whales are probably, where are the whales? See if I can move this up here. Will it let me? Let's see, come on. Sorry, guys, my computer's a little bit slow lately. Come on, up. All right. Sorry to fail everyone. Don't mean to hold you up here while I arrange things. But, here's where the whales are shorting. Here's where the whales are longing, probably. If we were to look, I bet you the order book and the longs and shorts and such, I bet you we'd probably see that's what's happening. So we're ranging, and you got whales really controlling with leverage top and bottom here. And, that's my opinion, based on, well, just my opinion. So with that said, if we nix all that stuff, you can see right now we're at the bottom end of this here. We're below the 200 moving average, below the 314 moving average on the 45-minute chart. Indicators are beginning to turn up, but they're a mix. Let's actually look at a 4-hour chart. Zoom out a little bit more. 4-hour chart, you can see we broke above the 200 moving average way back there on the 1st of October, but now we've been going sideways for a while, and we're beginning to get close to that 200 moving average in a 4-hour chart. We don't want to break below that, or we might see some of the lows that some bears and negative people love to dream of. The directional index is red, but it's trending towards maybe a green move eventually. ADX is going up, but that's only because Bitcoin's price is dropping. KRI is trending up. Stochastic RSI here on the 4-hour chart is definitely here in the oversold zone. So boom, and the tangent of the indicator is poking up pretty stoutly there. The wave trend oscillated by Lazy Bear. Tangent is about to turn up, and we're down here in a possible nice buy zone, but not the super sweet lower buy zone. So anyway, let's see. Bitcoin really needs to get a bounce off this 200 moving average. If it touches it, hopefully it starts to move up before then. But if that happens, that happens. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement. We'll fire it up right about here, do that retracement, and kind of see where we're at. This is something I don't like, and I know I mentioned it before. I don't like when something pumps and then it rides the 236 fib line. It just in general to me doesn't pan out. Just for me, just my little observation, what I tend to notice is that when you ride this 236 fib line too long after a high that you can do a Fibonacci retracement on, you're usually probably going to go lower. But of course, we do have this 200 moving average moving up here. Let's see what happens. We kind of got a bounce here, or definitely we might see we might get we might lose our 60,000 little merit badge there. We might go into the 56,000, 57,000, 55,000. 314 moving average is rated at 53,800. So some people have been looking at the charts and finding that a $54,000 bounce could happen. We'll see what happens. Right now, these indicators show it could be perking up a little bit. So let's see if we get a 200 moving average bounce. If we don't, if we go below, definitely hedge your bets. Now, let's check out Bitcoin here on the Immaculate Daily chart. You can see that 236 fib line being ridden here on the daily too, which is somewhat disturbing. So this is not so great. Daily chart here, daily MACD is just dismal, really dumping hard. So Bitcoin's definitely losing some upwards velocity, but it has, let's just see what happens. Like I say, if we look here at a 4-hour chart, we definitely have an opportunity to make this bounce of the 200 moving average, and we truly do need to, or we're going to see lower lows again. So let's see what happens. It is weekend, and there's not much volume, so my prediction is just we'll go sideways throughout this weekend unless we dump a bit, and hopefully it isn't too much. And come Monday, let's see if the volume comes in as the world wakes back up. Ethereum versus USDT here on the 45-minute chart. Basically, it looks a lot like Bitcoin, but it did dump below the 200 moving average. It made a 314 bounce, and now it's moving up again. Of course, it's probably going to find resistance, as we can see here at the 200 moving average. So here, if we can actually break above this 200 moving average here on the 45-minute chart for Ethereum versus USDT, we can break above there and close a candle or two and start moving up. The indicators are a bit of a mix right now, but the one indicator that I put most value in is this one. It's the ADX and the DI. Right now, DI is definitely in the red, but it's beginning to trend towards positive, towards the green. ADX is going up, but that's only because it's kind of dumping, but it's going up, so it's a little bit, yeah, the ADX is definitely, okay, there, I'm sorry, the ADX is definitely moving up because Ethereum did bounce off that 314 and it's moving up. So if we can get some green candles here on the directional index and that ADX above 25 or 23 or even 20, like where is it right now? At 23. Okay, so it's in the right spot. Just need to get some green in the directional index, get above the 200 moving average. Maybe come back and bounce off it, find some support there. If the indicators overall look good, then we're set. One thing I would say, an hourly chart is a great thing to look at when you're looking at the stochastic RSI. Right now, as you can see, if you do look, whenever we get into the range of here, above the sweet spot there, that's when it's going to usually dump. And then, of course, right here, when you get oversold, that's when it usually moves up. Stochastic RSI is a great indicator to look at, especially in the hourly is where this seems to be the most accurate. And right now we're still in the upwards mobility zone there. Of course, we go to the 45-minute chart, and it looks a little different. We're already at the turnaround point in the 45-minute chart. So with that said, let's look at the actual hourly here. Let's just take a look at that. How's that look? Yeah, hourly, it has actually broken above the 200 moving average and is kind of finding support there. I trust the 45 a little bit more. Let's see how that rolls. If we can get on the 45-minute chart, if we can stay above the 200 moving average, find support there, start moving up. Indicators look good. I definitely think we could see some action out of Ethereum this weekend. It's looking good. I like it. I like what I see. Indicators to me right now are a mix of emotions, but ultimately, let's see what happens. Shiba Inu. If I do a Fibonacci retracement going way back to like 14th of October here, right? Even beyond that, this is something I've been just looking at. So here's Shiba Inu going way back here to where it was like the 29th of September or so, when it was just kind of a flat line. You can see we moved up. Now some would say I should probably start the fib retracement maybe here, and we'll do that. And you could even kind of say you could do one here, but getting this big picture in here, we can see where it definitely does match very, very well. And right now we are, we bounced off that 0.5 fib line, which makes a lot of sense. This is a 45-minute chart. To bounce there makes sense. It looks good. Now we're finding support in the 0.382. It's all about, are we going to turn up or what? Looking at these indicators, it's a mix right now. I'd say it's probably not going to turn up yet. It may even visit the 0.5 again. Let's see what happens. It's not exactly a strong or a weak chart, kind of indifferent. It's not one that I would play yet. I definitely would want to see a move off this 0.382. And I'd want to see the ADX corresponding with the directional index, and overall these indicators look good. As a matter of fact, I would even throw in maybe a 4-hour chart here and look at it like this, and you can kind of see where on the 4-hour chart, I'd become happier if it actually had gone down to the 618.6 and the .650 little golden pocket there, but it has not. Look at the 4-hour chart. Definitely the ADX is starting to, it's in the right spot. Directional index is kind of looking towards it's going to trend green eventually. We'll see what happens. I'm just really, and to me personally, it's just a bit of a indecisive chart. I'm not ready to get back into SHIB. But if we do look here, on the 4-hour chart like this, you kind of can see where, even though it went below it, it did hang out here in the golden pocket there, the 618 and the 650. It did hang out there for a bit, and now it's moving up, and it went past the 0.5 fib, and now it's back on the 0.5 fib. So let's just see what happens. This chart looks okay, but like I say, indicators are a mixed bag right now. So I'm not sure about SHIB versus USDT. I'm just going to be watching it. I think it maybe has more play in it. We'll see what happens, or maybe it's done for the year. We'll find out. All right, Ethereum versus BTC, sweet ass trade. I love this one. I always love getting in it when I can. And as we can see, Ethereum did come down to the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart. It made a bounce. It's looking good. Indicators are a mixed bag. Everything kind of is right now. I don't like seeing the stochastic RSI already maxed out, although H1 oscillator does look very, very good. It's here in the buy zone. It's showing all as well. KRI is definitely in the green, but the tangent just turned down. I really want to see the directional index get in the green and the ADX get to be at least 20. It's at like 16 right now. This could be a play. It's in the middle of the RSI cave. Definitely has room to go. Let's just see what happens. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum are both, I would just say, a bit sideways, a bit weak right now. Ethereum definitely could start out gaining Bitcoin percent-wise. Be a sweet trade. I'm not quite ready to get into it yet, but I'm watching it maybe for a big play come Monday. All right, Sol versus BTC, an exciting way to make some extra Bitcoin sats, and actually a Sol versus USDT is doing quite well today too. Sol versus BTC, directional index is in the green, ADX is in the right spot, KRI looks good, stochastic RSI says it's time to slow down a little bit, and so does a wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear, but we might get some sideways action here. But check this out. I made this fib just the other day. I haven't quite looked at it since like yesterday, and you can see that it actually broke through the recent high, and now we'll just adjust this, and as we can see, there we are. Strong looking chart to me. Well, and one thing about it also is, let's just nix some of this stuff. You can see where this red, if you can see the red moving average, here's the 8 moving average. We haven't gotten too far away from it. We're coming back to it. I mean, this is a pretty sweet chart. Sol versus BTC is definitely moving. If I wanted to get into it, I think I'd wait till see. We're seeing this somewhat of a downwards move right now. As you can see, it's beginning to cool off a little bit. And you can see that also here in the directional index, even though it's in the green, it is trending down, and so is the KRI, etc. Let's actually look at this with a 4-hour chart too. 4-hour chart's actually still looking kind of strong, really. Anyway, trade at your own risk. This thing is moving pretty hard. As you can see though, here in the 4-hour chart, we are working a red candle right now. And like I say, just market, volume to me is just not there. Neither is the Bitcoin volume. So I'm gonna watch this guy, but well, I got in like over here, so I'm kind of happy. But I'm not ready to sell nor hedge in more. So I'm just gonna give this a good trade to watch. And remember, everybody, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries. And I'll get Bitcoin to leave you back up in a little bit. It had some problems with it, so I had to blow it away. I need to recreate it, making this a static HTML page with the links rather than WordPress, because WordPress is so painfully slow and it can get hacked very, very easily. And then who knows what you're hosting, so be watchful. Anyway, it's a good weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry, I wanted to get up earlier. I scheduled this, but went out on the town and I did not quite get up as early as I desired, but I did have some fun last night, and that's a good thing. So everybody, take care. I will see you tomorrow. I'll send out I will also have I'm going to schedule a daily view tomorrow for like 5 a.m. my time, and you guys can set, notification if you want there, and I will try to get my ass up and do it. So take care.